Hey everybody, it's Jenny Spinner, Chief Editor of Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery, and I'm here with
Is Parker Kuhn, senior editor, Candy Industry Magazine, and Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery.
Yay, back from maternity leave, and now we're doing this together for the first time in forever. Talking about the product highlights, this time for the month of November of 2025. A lot of fun stuff. Producers that send us new products. There's a lot to talk about, so let us get to it. I should probably preface this by saying this isn't necessarily the most yummy or what we think are going to be the best selling products. Rather, it's products that are either on trend, interesting flavor, fun time, just otherwise worth talking about. Liz, why don't you get us started?
Yep, my first product is Tasties new flavor. They spell Tasties with a exclamation point, so T-A-S-T exclamation point, easy. And they're actually made by McCain Foods, so you've probably seen some of their stuff in the frozen aisle. And what's interesting about these, it's not just like plain old cheese curds or plain old onion rings or whatever. They are having sour cream and onion curds, sweet barbecue pork triangles, Mexican style street corn triangles, things that you don't necessarily see in the frozen. A lot of innovation there. So I think consumers will find that interesting.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of appetizers, frozen appetizers. We've talked about the rise of frozen snacks and the evolution of the offerings in the freezer section. I have, within the last week, had an appetizer dinner. You pick up a couple of boxes of things that sound interesting and pop them in the oven or the air fryer. And then you have dinner. And these are some things that I would definitely pick up because I like cheese curds, fried or fresh. If you're close to Wisconsin, fresh cheese curds are the bomb, but even better when they're fried. And being able to get the taste of a garlic curd, fried curd, without having to do all the work of battering it and frying it. Frying is a messy. Tasties has done all the work for us. Well done. Well done, Tasties. Um, my first item, it's the holidays. It's as we're sitting here, it's December. The reason why I look like this is because it is so cold in my house that it's amazing that I'm not wearing a parka and mittens. But my little Sally's Nuts, they're a small nut company just a little bit north of me in Highland Park, Illinois. So at least it's appropriate and vanilla bakery. So I'm just wearing free snack and bakery outfits um, as I'm chilly and headed toward the holiday season. General Mills is one of those companies that they lean big into different holidays, especially the winter holidays. Um, and they a lineup, just a plethora of snacks, baked goods, cereals for the holidays, and Mexican chocolate cinnamon toast crunch. Um, if you're familiar with the Mexican chocolate flavor or Oaxacan chocolate, it's chocolate with a little bit of spice and a little bit of cinnamon, and that's what they've did. Uh, it's not just a flavor that's around the holidays, just like you can have peppermint any time of year. So yeah, I haven't had it in my face yet, but I used to, confession time, the bakery is closed, so I can say this. Uh the bakery had cake balls, cake pops with no stick. And the one that I would steal from the case when the boss wasn't looking was the Mexican hot chocolate cake ball. So I'm definitely a fan of the flavor. Liz is not a spice girl.
Hmm.
Um, so if it's spicy, she's not going to do it, right? Have you
Yeah,
had
I mean, I would still try this just out of curiosity because Cinnamon Toast
uh,
Crunch is like what I've been eating every morning for breakfast. It's just like, and I'm not even a big cinnamon person, but it's just like tasty and delicious and easy. So I would try it. I feel like it would be better than that bacon one they came out with, although that's more of like that's a different flavor combo.
Yeah, they've had a lot of fun. Not only have they gone way beyond the cinnamon, they've added French toast, apple cinnamon. Um, the a year, 2 years ago, they came out with like hot pepper.
Mm.
And gosh bless them for being bold
Hmm.
and brave. There were so many of those on the clearance aisle.
Hmm.
Either people tried them and didn't like them, or just were brave enough to try them. Um, but I think this one, I'm the churro, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch churro cereal is a
That
big
sounds
hit in
good.
this. It's um one of the reasons why I like that is because it's basically the same flavor profile, but you know how the shape of something can affect the mouthfeel and therefore how much you enjoy it. Um, for some reason that shape really works, and also with a little bit of milk, just let it sit there a second. The give on the cereal pieces kind of is pretty close to the crispy, crunchy chewy texture that you get with honest to goodness fresh out the fryer churro. So that one was successful. The spicy hot one might not have been, but this one, the Mexican hot or Mexican chocolate cinnamon toast crunch, I think is going to be a hit. Um, so if you've ever watched these videos, you know that Liz and I pick these and sometimes we agree. We agreed on this next one. Liz, I'll let you start this off.
Yep, Kellanova is introducing some limited time Pringles flavors. The interesting thing is that it's only at pilot locations, and the flavors are
For
dill
now.
pickle for now. The flavors are dill pickle, loaded potato skins, and seven-layer dip. So I could see this being a big hit, especially at like football Sunday type gatherings. They sent them to me. I've only tried the dill pickle because I like pickle flavored stuff, and it's pretty good. It's like very like fresh dill tasting, but like not overwhelming. Have you tried these yet?
No, no, I have I mean I've eaten my share of Pringles in my life, but I haven't for some reason they didn't send them to me. You must be special.
Hmm?
I don't know if there are any pilot convenience stores near me. I might have
There
to
aren't by
look.
me.
We can
Yeah, there
tell. Okay.
aren't by me, but when I see them, it's on the way when we drive to Indiana to visit my
Hmm.
in-laws. So it's like, I don't know if it's like Ohio or Indiana, or I think there might be one like in South Michigan, like Monroe, Michigan or something, but there's
Uh,
not a ton in Michigan
um,
that I
I
know
think
of.
are definitely really cool. Pickle is having a moment, as the kids say. So one of the reasons why I picked the limited time Pringles that are available at Pilot, the flavors are on trend. Dill pickle is having a moment. Who doesn't like loaded potato skins with the bacon, the cheese, the onion, chive flavor. Seven-layer dip. Come on, if you're a Midwestern kid, you've probably eaten your share of seven-layer dip, which is just basically all the ingredients of nachos, but in a dip, and then you dip whatever chips you like. Um, not, not ashamed to say that a couple weeks ago I made some, and that was dinner. I mean, it's a balanced meal. It's got protein. It's
Hmm?
got vegetables in it. But the idea of having limited time flavors for a brand that people are fans of, Pringles is a very popular crisp brand. To get people to go into a store that they might not normally go to, or they might not have cause to. If you're a fan of the brand, that could get you out of the house into a pilot. So it's a really interesting, it's an interesting product, but it's an interesting partnership between Kellanova and Pilot on that item. Um, yeah, enough said about that. Kellanova, by the way, not a ploy to get you to send me Pringles. You've been very generous
Hmm?
with the samples. And the weight maintenance effort, Pringles could put a dent in that. So I'm if I get them, I will get them and I will run back from the store to burn off those calories. My next item, sourdough. Speaking of having a moment, sourdough bread, during the pandemic, people came up with a bunch of hobbies. It was either copious amounts of drinking
Hmm?
or or two of the biggest options. I did bake some bread. I didn't try sourdough, but um, baking sourdough is one of the things that people did, and it's still a lot of people, a lot of friends, still maintaining the same sourdough starter or borrowing from other people. And then when our friend Taylor Swift, our friend, yeah, we hang out all the time. Taylor Swift was teasing her new album, talking about the new album on her fiance's podcast, and she mentioned sourdough and her fondness for sourdough. Um, I don't think Taylor Swift is single-handedly responsible for the reason why we're seeing a lot of new sourdough products, not just in bakery perimeters, but also in the center store. And Flowers Foods brand, Dave's Killer Bread, has come out with Supreme Sourdough, which is interesting. I haven't had it, but Dave's Killer Bread is a brand that I've had in my house. Hearty wide pan breads that tend to have a little more gusto than your average bread. They pack more grains into some of those breads than there's like 92 grains. Very flavorful. They tend to skew premium, I think. So for them to have a sourdough, it makes sense, but sourdough has a very particular flavor, and some of these sourdoughy center store breads that I've tried haven't been up to standard. Um, but Dave, I believe in you. So I look forward to trying it next time I go to the store. Are you a sourdough person? Take it or
Yeah,
leave it?
I'm like middle of the road with sourdough. Like I won't seek it out, but like occasionally it's nice. Like I've had it at like Panera and places like that, food service places. But Dave's, like you said, is interesting. They said they skew premium because I never really thought about that before, but I think you're right about that. So that will be interesting to see if people will gravitate towards that. And I know they have like a really good history of like who they hire and everything like that based on their
Second
brand.
chance
So
employment.
yeah.
Um, One of the reasons, so the I'm going to sh totally shorthand the story, but Dave, I don't remember his real full name, was an incarcerated gentleman looking for employment, ended up getting into baking, and one of the things that was really important when they sold to Flowers Foods is that they keep this second chance employment thing. They prioritize hiring people who are recently incarcerated because I've never been to prison. I was only in Girl Scouts. Um, so yeah, if you're recently incarcerated, you've probably seen Shawshank Redemption. Getting out into the real world, finding gainful employment can be challenging because people don't want to take a chance on you. So the program is called Second Chance Employment. That Flowers has kept it with the brand after the purchase. So um, that's another reason if you are a social justice warrior of some sort, or just you want to support a brand that does good work. That's another reason. But one of the things I forgot about sourdough has a reputation for having a little bit of a better health profile with the
Mm.
fermented dough. Um, what makes it sour is it has it's better for your gut health, supposedly. I'm not making any claims here. I'm just passing along what other people have told me. And less gluten, if that's something I mean, it still has conventional sourdough has gluten in it, but the fermentation process reduces that. Science. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Well done, Dave. Flowers. Interested to try it. Liz, it's your turn. I'm just rambling.
Yep. One more note, the sourdough. I have a friend who
Oh yeah.
primarily eats gluten-free, but there's a place near us that does like sourdough pizzas, and she was able to eat that without like stomach problems. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that works.
Yeah, it was interesting. My next product is more of a savory snack. It is the Boulder Canyon and Grillo's pickle collab. So this is not the first time they've done this. December 2023 was the first time, but it's pickle flavored chips, not to be confused with pickle chips. And
Mhm.
they've worked together before and it seems to do pretty well.
Yeah, Boulder Canyon is Utz's one of Utz's brands. Kettle chips, pretty popular. I was having a conversation with team members from another snack company, And I like to ask, of course, your products, Anonymous Snack Company, of course, your products are the best, but what other products do you think are tasty? And Boulder Canyon came up. The crisp, the crunch, the thickness appeals to people. Um, and Utz has partnered their flagship chips. They've put Grillo's particular pickle flavor on those chips. So they're extending it across the brand. Uh, Grillo's, if you're not familiar, Grillo's is, they've been around a bit. They're a refrigerated pickle. So they come in tubs, kind of like a homemade look to them. Um, and I believe they're fermented pickles. But I could be wrong about that. They just have a robust taste to them, and they've built a reputation over the years. So they've been on a couple of snacks. Like I said, Utz chips, hippies, uh, chickpea puffs. There's what did they? Oh no, there was a pickle. Big by Melissa had pickle cupcakes, but that was another brand. I was just like
Yeah.
pickles everywhere. I love pickles. Put them on
Hmm.
everything. And Grillos are pretty. They know what they're doing. So Boulder Canyon and Grillos make an interesting partnership. Um, my next item is I'm a fan of the Wicked franchise, and it's been kind of a contest between the final season of Stranger Things or the Wicked second movie to see who can get their characters on more products.
Hmm.
Wicked, I have because they're green, like Elphaba. I have Elphaba's green Hostess cupcakes sitting on my dining table in preparation for the Packers game. Packers are green and gold. Uh, Betty Crocker has bake mixes that are pink and green, pink for Glinda, green for Elphaba. Um, Duncan has had a couple of things, some merch, but munchkins that come in a very nice tin. So this is less about Duncan specific Wicked merch and products than it is just I like seeing uh, Duncan, or excuse me, I like seeing uh, tie-ins for stuff I like, and I like Wicked. So,
Yeah,
have you seen
it's
Good for Good yet?
I did. I was able to, my daughter was in daycare, so I was able to sneak off for a few hours the day before Thanksgiving and see it. And of course, I fell asleep a little bit because I'm tired all the time, but I saw most of it and it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, it's I thank you for not bringing your baby to the movies. By the way,
No, she's like 3 months old, so no.
I, it's I bet when she's older, 'cause it's a little scary. The Wicked movies are a little scary.
I thought, yeah, I actually thought they were kind of scary for kids, even like, 6, 7, 8 year olds. But, there's like winged monkeys and whatnot. So,
Yeah, well, I this is a sidebar. It's been a day, so everybody listening, you're gonna have to deal with this. Sometimes the movies that we think are going to scare children, like horror movies, like take your 3-year-old to Friday the 13th. That's a bad idea. But in kids' movies, sometimes the action, the conflict, these scary situations can be so like primal or so basic. And then we just assume that kids are going to be okay, that those are the movies that give kids nightmares. Um, I I saw Wizard of Oz on TV when I was 4 or 5, and then from then on, every time the because we live in the Midwest, tornado watches and warnings on the news, I would cry because I was convinced that that was the tornado that was going to come take my house, like Dorothy.
that's
Um,
funny.
in I read the book because I was an early reader. I read the book Carrie when I was 5. That didn't
Oh,
scare me. I didn't know what was going on, but I read it as an adult and it scared me. So yeah, I think not bringing your tiny child to see The Wizard of Oz is a good idea. And waiting until they're older and explain them that that tornado is not going to take your house. Oh, and
right.
also the actress that played the Wicked Witch, Margaret Hamilton, at the time she was in coffee commercials. every
Oh,
time those commercials came on, I would run and hide.
oh
So
no.
this is
Um,
turned into Chinese like childhood psychology
Sounds
video.
traumatic. Well, I can turn it back to Duncan. So I was mentioning the winged monkeys. So Duncan has
Yeah.
the Munchkins tins, right? And I thought they were gonna send me that, so I was pretty excited to get some Munchkins in the mail. I opened the package and it was still very cool, but there were no Munchkins. It was a sweatshirt that says Oz runs on Duncan, and it had like the monkeys,
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
they were like chasing people. And then what else? Like a tumbler and some stickers and stuff like that. But I was like, where are the Munchkins? I want some Munchkins. Oh well.
Um, oh, the next one's a twofer. Liz and I kind of like intersected on this, but not exactly. So I'll let Liz go first with her item, and this will all make
Yeah.
sense in a moment.
So we've talked about Crumbl a lot before. Crumbl is innovating past the cookie aisle, which I think is not cookie aisle, but cookie food service, which I think is smart because like they're popular, but that doesn't guarantee they'll always stay popular. You got to keep innovating. So they announced they were doing some Thanksgiving pies, like little mini pies. I don't remember if they had larger ones, but I know for sure they had the mini ones. And they've
Mhm.
kind of done this before, but it wasn't like holiday specific. I don't think they do like they'll include like a mini pie in their lineup because I remember they did like apple pie and a little more basic flavors in the past. But I think that's smart, especially like Thanksgiving week. It's like, oh, I don't need to buy cookies, but maybe I'll buy some little pie just to bring to my gathering or whatnot.
Yeah, because if you like me, you didn't come away from Thanksgiving dinner with any leftovers. Uh, Aunt Carol baked just the right amount of stuff. So I had a pie. I had a pie. I had an entire pie at Thanksgiving. That's all I ate. I had a slice of pie, but then left with no pie. And then in a household of two, without the help of Crumbl, you'd be left with the option of like, oh, I really want pie. Do I make a whole one? Do I go to the store and hope that they have Table Talk or another brand has their little miniature pies, or what do I do? Thank you, Crumbl, for coming with more modest size servings of pies. And like you said, Crumbl has been, they have giant cookies. Um, I'm a girl who likes to eat, and it takes me like several days to finish one cookie. Um, they're really indulgent. They're really thick, cooked with just a little bit of like softness in the middle. But they're huge. So it's hilarious to me that they've come out with like little desserts. Uh, um, they do have minis sometimes, but not always. I was just by a Crumbl last night and I didn't go in, and I won an award for that because yeah, that was when I worked next to a Crumbl. That would be a treat. So yeah, Crumbl has giant mammoth cookies, tiny desserts. And another thing that they do is they've partnered with, this is my Crumbl pick for the month, Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart, who has, oh gosh, collaborations with Kmart, which they're no longer around me, but she used to have bakeware and housewares and things like that. Uh, the woman who is, the kitchen domestic goddess has partnered with Crumbl for some like premium skewed desserts. Um, Martha Stewart is just a whole bunch of fun. I wish she would bring back the cooking show with Snoop Dogg because that was fun as heck. But almost as much fun as this line of desserts, which, yeah, just a ton of classic flavors with Martha Stewart's name on it. I find intriguing, and it would, crumbles are popping up everywhere, and there is one that I pass when I drive to do my errands in this one part of the suburbs up north here. I pass by two crumbles, so I'm going to have to. I have no choice but to stop in and check these out. Have you tried these yet? The next one is PepsiCo. PepsiCo, the giant company that owns a bunch of snack and beverage brands, came up with their holiday limited time offers. Liz, why don't you start off?
Yep,
'Cause-
PepsiCo had a slew of interesting ones, but the ones I found the most interesting were Popcorners Cocoa Crunch, Smart Food, and Smart Food Chocolate Caramel. And that's not like new. I want to say Smart Food had like a s'mores flavor, like another indulgent flavor. It's still in my pantry somewhere.
Chocolate donut.
Um, what was
That was
it?
good. Chocolate donut.
Chocolate donut. I think that was it. Yeah. I think I just like finished that and it was in my pantry for a while. But like, so yeah, that's not new. Like the sweet and salty type thing. What do they call it now? Swalty? Kind of like spicy.
Uh, as much as
Swalty.
I like the term spicy, I feel even more strongly about swalty. No
Swalty
shade on
just
the
sounds,
out there, but yeah.
yeah, swalty just sounds weird. But yeah, so like the sweet and salty is not a new trend, but I don't think I've ever seen like Cocoa Crunch popcorn or sorry, Cocoa Crunch chips or like chocolate caramel popcorn, maybe chocolate caramel, but kind of interesting. And
Yeah.
then you were saying there was a specific product you thought was interesting too, right?
Yeah, because I'm a fan of sweet and salty. Not saying the word. Um I just find it interesting when a brand crosses over, when a brand that has both sweet and savory options. So Lay's potato chips, one of Frito-Lay's brands. Lay's is potato chips and they're salty, they're savory. So for them to come out with salted caramel is, as Liz, the boss of candy industry, can tell you, salted caramel is not a hot flavor. It's a perennial. It's evergreen. That's what I was looking for. It's not trendy, but to see it pop up on a snack that's usually savory, and to have the Lay's brand straddle both of those lines is really interesting. It's a limited time offer, but PepsiCo, Frito-Lay, all of those brands, they have in the past, if a limited time product is successful enough, they'll add it to the rotation. Let's say Ruffles All Dressed, which is super popular in Canada. Um, they introduced as an LTO Ruffles All Dressed. Now it's in the lineup, um, I believe. So as somebody who likes the salted caramel flavor, and caramels, and I have to believe, I haven't tried it yet, but I have to believe the salted caramel lays are at least interesting. Um, how many people will pick that up, and will it become a permanent addition? I don't know. Hard to say.
Guess we'll see.
We'll see. Um, oh gosh, we've run out of products and we've run out of time.
Yep.
Uh, So yeah, just sorry for the glitches. Sorry for a little bit of rambling. Sorry for the side trip into the terrifying movie that is The Wizard of Oz original recipe. Um, but yeah, well, before we say goodbye, I would love if you are either a snack producer that's got something new and interesting coming out, or because we're all consumers, if you've seen anything interesting in the store and that you think that we should talk about it, feel free to send it to me. You can either email me, spinnerj@bnpmedia.com, or Liz, just email
Uh,
ever.
yep. Parker, Kuhne at bnpmedia.com.
That long. But yeah, we will see you again. Oh my gosh, it is the end of the year, so we will be talking about December products about a month from now. Until then, we'll see you. Thanks for
Yep.
listening. Thanks for
Bye.